I'm 42, married, and I don't have any kids.
Not everybody dreams about diapers, school, runs, and raising kids. And honestly, that's okay. More couples today are choosing love, marriage, peace, freedom, and financial stability without becoming parents. But society still acts like marriage without children is somehow incomplete. So, in today's video, let's talk about the rise of married and child free couples, why more people are choosing this lifestyle, and why happiness doesn't have to look the same for everybody. So guys, welcome to today's video. If you are new to this space, kindly subscribe to the channel, like the video, share, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and let us get right into the video.
I'm 42, married, and I don't have any kids. And people feel sorry for me. And what's interesting is that when I tell people, they immediately say, I'm so sorry. And I think, for what? Because I'm actually really happy. And this is the life I chose. I chose to be child free. And I don't think we talk about this enough. But I also noticed I used to feel like I had to soften it. Like I would say, I don't have kids, but I have nieces and nephews. And then I started asking myself, why did I feel like I couldn't just say it and be okay with that? Because nothing in my life is missing. It's just different.
Let's talk about something people don't talk about, being a wife with no kids. Because somehow, if you're not a mom, people assume you have less responsibility, less to do, less to give, less purpose. And that's far from the truth. Because being a wife is not a placeholder role, it's not what you do until kids show up. It's a full daily commitment. It's pouring into a marriage, protecting the energy in your home, holding space for another adult human being consistently. And outside of that, we're aunts, we're sisters, we're the friend you call when life falls apart. We're caregivers to our parents, our community, our people. We show up, we support, we nurture, just in ways that don't always get labeled. I'm building, I'm loving, I'm contributing in ways that don't get an applause. The world knows how to celebrate mothers. It knows how to hype single women. But wives without children, we get overlooked or misunderstood. My life is full. My marriage is work, and my impact still real. So no, I'm not just a wife. I'm a whole woman showing up in every role that needs me and still deeply rooted in purpose.
Here's the thing. I'm 50 and childless. I am married, but my husband and I decided to not have children. And you know what? It was the best decision we ever made. I hear a lot of people say this statement, which drives me absolute crazy. They say, well, who's going to take care of you when you get older? I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out. But that is absolutely not a reason to have a child. And if you think it is, you should really think again.
People that are married and don't have children and don't want children, they are really the ones that got life figured out. And they don't get enough credit. Because, like, I don't envy many, but I envy you motherfuckers. Y'all, yeah. I know your motherfucking house is clean. I know it's quiet. You guys don't spend no Saturdays at basketball games. You guys spend Saturdays drinking tequila and eating hot wings, I would think. You guys probably plan vacations so easy and elegantly. You're not looking for, a babysitter. You probably just get up and fucking go. All your fucking PTO time is used on yourself. But like, no, seriously though, it's a beautiful thing when I see couples that are married and don't have children, because I know society is always on people's backs about having kids because they act like it's the fucking pink slip to a Benz to have a damn baby. And I am a mother, and yes, I'm still gonna say that. But folks who are married and don't have kids, like, that's some real love. Because especially if y'all last 15, 20 years. Like my coworker, he been married for 30 years, and he said they never wanted children. And every time I turn around, him and his wife is on vacation. He's never getting interrupted in a Zoom meeting. I know that much. Yo, yeah. So if you married with no kids, you did that.
Don't ask me why I don't want to have kids, because you're not going to like the answer. My husband and I have been together for 14 years, and anytime someone who has kids or is considering kids asks us why we are child-free by choice, I tell them the same thing. You're not going to like the answer. And the reason I say that is, one, experience, and two, because the reasoning and set of factors behind our decision are objectively true. They really are just facts, but they're facts that people with children either had children in spite of or just didn't consider. And that's why to a lot of people it feels like a personal attack, which it is not. But for some reason, my reasoning and the hours and hours of discussion my husband and I have had over the years feels to people like I'm telling them that they should have the same opinion that we do, which I'm not. You asked. And I think what I wish more people knew about child-free by choice people is that this decision isn't always from a selfish place. Sometimes this is a sacrifice for us too. And the hours and hours and years of intense, in-depth discussion that goes into this decision just adds to the reason that some people feel attacked when I explain myself. But also, not wanting to have children is enough of an answer. The fact that, and this is a fact, it's not up for debate, that people with children don't get asked, well, why did you have kids? Even half the amount that my husband and I get asked, why don't you guys want kids, is reason enough for me to be armed with these answers, and why we've considered it so heavily for so many years. I'm 35 and we just finally came to the conclusion last year that this was our decision. But if you're a person with children, I'm not getting into this with you unless you really want to hurt your own feelings. Not because I aim to attack you or question you or make you validate the reason behind having children, but because most people have a hard time separating child-free people's reasonings from their own considerations or lack of considerations or experiences. And for the love of God, this is not me saying that you or anybody else shouldn't have children. I like kids and I know some amazing parents, some people that were absolutely meant to have children, my own sister being one of them. But before you go asking a couple who is child-free by choice why they chose that life, know that probably more than 90% of the time, the years of thought that they put into whether or not to have children probably far surpasses the thought put into most people having children. And I said most, not all.
My hot take on why I think so many people treat getting engaged, getting married, and having a kid as the biggest accomplishment of their lives, and therefore think it should be the biggest accomplishment of everybody else's lives and treat you as such, is because it has been drilled into their heads by society that the only way to be valuable and the only way to have some worth is to be chosen by somebody else. And what happens when you get engaged, get married, and have a child? Somebody chose to do those things with you, right? Someone chose to do those things with you. And therefore, because someone chose you, what, now you have value? But that's not true at all. I think that's crazy when you think about it. We are humans. We are people. We are not something to be appraised and then have a valuable sticker put on us. And then if you don't have those things, oh, you're not valuable. You're not worth anything, right? Like, if you want those things, absolutely, these are amazing things to do with someone. That's amazing, right? But don't let it define your worth. Don't let someone choosing you define how valuable you are. You have always been valuable. You will continue to be valuable no matter what, right? Choose yourself. Choose yourself and the things you want to do before anything else, right? Like if those are things you want to do and you're choosing yourself by doing them, absolutely. But don't put being something to somebody else above being who you are and being true to yourself. I think that's so ridiculous. And I hate when people use it as a way to define someone else's worth or define their own worth. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And before some of y'all yell at me, I did make sure to say some people, and this also goes for all genders. Yeah.
I'm 40 years old and I don't want kids. And I was married, didn't have kids, got divorced, got into a new relationship. I've been with him now for a few years and we are like so beyond happy. He's the best and I still don't want kids. In my regular life, I don't ever think about the fact that I don't want kids. I don't think about kids, period, except for when people ask me in interviews or if I'm doing like a solo Q&A style podcast episode. People always ask, like, now that you're in such a good relationship, do you want kids? And I'm like, no, I don't know how to describe it other than when you don't want something, you don't ever think about it. I don't know how else to describe it. Anyway, if I ever do talk about it, I get a lot of backlash from people who say that it's all that I talk about, and it's always moms. I was scrolling on TikTok this morning and I saw this video from a girl who was at Coachella, and it was like, no kids, hallelujah, like a list of things about not having kids. She's obviously just having fun, like, who cares? And I was reading the comments and they were so crazy to me because people were like, die alone in a nursing home, hallelujah, kids are the best thing I ever did. People get like so defensive about it, as though people who don't want kids are attacking people who do want kids, which is not the case. Like, this girl was just having fun and she was literally replying to comments like, being a mom is amazing too, like as though she owes it to them to validate their experience too. It's just so weird to me. Attitude that women have towards other women and some men. Honestly, for the life of me, can't figure out what it is that makes people lash out. And I've said before, when people tell me that I'm going to die alone or that I'm missing out on the meaning of life, I'm like, I know that you don't care about me. You don't know me. You don't actually care. So why are you trying to force it on me? Women share about their kids all day, every day. And then somebody says that they don't want them. And it's like, you are shoving it down our throats and attacking moms. It's just crazy. I don't get why we can't just like let people live the way that they want to live. I don't know. Okay, bye.
To all my girls who are in their 30s that are just loving life, but sometimes feel like they're supposed to be wanting something different by now, this one's definitely for you. I'm 31. Chad and I got married when we were 28, and we're coming up on our 3-year wedding anniversary. And honestly, without fail, the question that we get most is, so when are you guys having kids? And honestly, our answer every time is, we're just not in a rush. I feel like we're in this season where we just love our freedom. We love being active. We love traveling. We love experiences, being social, being spontaneous. We also just have new goals, things that we're chasing, things that light us up, etc. And obviously we get to be parents to our fur baby Mila. And we genuinely just love this version of our life and just where we're at right now. And that doesn't mean that we're behind. It, in my opinion, kind of means we're being more intentional. And what's super interesting is anytime I talk about this, I get so many messages from you guys saying that you're in a similar phase of life as well. Maybe you also got married in your late 20s or early 30s and you're just feeling happy and fulfilled and just not really rushing anything. There's this expectation that once you get married, the next step is to settle down. And so many people make quote unquote settling down sound like, oh, you need to like let go of the things that you love or the lifestyle that brings you joy. And honestly, that's just never resonated with us. Something that also really matters to me is that when we do have kids one day, I want them to be like, damn, mom and dad really lived a full life before we had them. Like I want them to see the adventures we took, the hobbies that we have, the risks that we said yes to, experiences. I think it's really powerful for kids to see parents who are just like super passionate and living life abundantly. I also feel like it will be so fun to be able to integrate our kids into our lives and bring them along for so many adventures. And it's definitely really inspiring anytime I do see parents doing this. And I'm like, wow, it really is possible to do it all. But here's your reminder that you're allowed to enjoy every season for what it is. You don't always have to rush to the next thing, the next announcement, the next chapter. Like every season has its purpose. And I truly believe that every season also helps to grow you. I truly feel like we're exactly where we're meant to be right now. Living intentionally, living on our own timeline. And honestly, it feels so damn good.
Things people say when they hear you're married with no kids.
Most commonly asked one, I feel like, is, y'all been married long enough. What y'all waiting on?
And you know what, you're right. I'm gonna go to Walmart and put me one on layaway.
Easily. Going to Rent-A-Center.
Rent-A-Center.
That's what we need to go to.
You can get it from Rent-A-Center.
Rent-A-Center.
I forgot about Rent-A-Center.
And I always tell them, when the Lord let us.
Cause what? How am I? I'm just gonna say, poof. There's a baby.
There it is, actually. Matter of fact, wait, say it again. It might come. Say it again.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Poof.
And word. And you know my personal favorite?
What's up?
Oh, you need to give my boy a son. You needed to go ahead and give him a son.
That's how it works.
Okay, first of all, I'm just supposed to pick and choose when I get pregnant. That's number one.
Right.
I forgot I could do that. And number 2, I'm also supposed to pick the gender.
Yes, you gotta. You didn't know? You gotta go up to that office. When you walk in, there's a door on the left. There's one on the right. What you gotta do is pick the one that has the boy and walk in, and you have your boy.
Okay, but here's my thing. That's not in my tax bracket. I can't do that.
No, you just gotta get on the internet. They gonna tell you.
Look, and unfortunately, I am stuck with the natural means of you giving me your X or Y chromosome. That unfortunately, I gotta rock with science.
And another one is, y'all do want kids, don't you?
No, actually, we don't like them.
Nope. And I get up and I go to work with kids each and every single day, and I still don't like them.
Still don't rock with them because apparently, if you've been married for a certain period of time and don't have kids yet, you just don't want them.
Right, because it's like usually the man and the woman both want the kid, and then they have the kid.
Poof, just like that.
That's usually how it works.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry. That don't make no sense to me. People asking stupid questions. Because why in the world would you assume that?
And if we gave a stupid answer, then we'll be the problem.
Yes, if I don't sit there and nod my head and smile, well, of course we want kids. Whole time I'm thinking, why are you asking me stupid questions? One that I always feel is inappropriate.
What's that?
It's when people be like, so are y'all gonna start trying? Because you just asked me if I'm having sex with my husband.
Right, why are you trying to come into our bedroom?
Right, I don't like that. Why are you asking me questions?
And don't ask me if I'm putting a lime in the coconut.
No, because it's not. Now I'm looking at you like, why? What you looking at?
Right, like
I feel violated.
Come on now.
Like if I tell you this one thing, but you just asking, we ain't even close like that.
Never have been. It won't be.
Ever.
We're married with no kids. We can spend all day laying around doing nothing.
We're married with no kids. The only reason we want to have a kid is to see what it would look like, and that is not a good enough reason.
We're married with no kids. We can actually travel.
We're married with no kids. We make plans to go see our friends who do have kids.
We're married with no kids. We can leave the house spontaneously whenever we want without any hassle.
Let everyone define what happiness means to them, because life is too short to be sad living it. You know what's really interesting? More and more married couples are openly saying, yeah, we don't want kids. And honestly, people are still so shocked by it. Like, society has programmed us to believe that the whole purpose of marriage is automatically children. People act like there's this life checklist: graduate, get married, have babies, and if you skip one step, suddenly everybody thinks something is wrong. But now a lot of couples are questioning that whole idea. Some people genuinely just enjoy their peace, freedom, flexibility, sleep, and financial stability. And let's be honest, raising children today is expensive, extremely expensive. Daycare alone can feel like rent. Then you add school, clothes, food, healthcare, activities. It's a lifetime commitment. Some couples are looking at the economy and saying, you know what, maybe parenting is not for us. And I think social media has also changed people's perspective. Before, people mostly saw the glamorous side of parenting, but now people are being honest online. We are seeing people coming out to crash out. Parents are openly talking about burnout, stress, mental exhaustion, losing personal identity, and how hard it is to balance marriage and parenting. So younger couples are watching all this and realizing that having children is not something you should do because society expects it. It's something you should truly want. What's funny is how uncomfortable child-free married couples make other people sometimes. You will hear comments like, who will take care of you when you are old, or you'll change your mind. And sometimes people can act offended by another couple's decision not to have children. But honestly, that choice is deeply personal. Everybody's dream life is different. And who even says, how do you know you're even going to live up to that old age? Nobody knows if they are going to live to that old age or if they are going to die young. Let nature decide its course for you when it comes to long life or old age. Some couples genuinely feel more fulfilled traveling, building businesses, enjoying hobbies, focusing on their marriage, or simply living a quieter life together. And that doesn't automatically make them selfish like some people claim online. I actually think it's more responsible to admit you don't want children than to have kids just because society pressured you into it. And let's talk about marriage too. A lot of child-free couples say their relationship feels less stressful because they can focus more on each other. They have more time for intimacy, communication, rest, spontaneous trips, and personal growth. Of course, every marriage is different, but some people feel parenting changes the entire dynamic of a relationship, and not everybody wants that change. Now, obviously, this topic can trigger people because parenting is deeply emotional. Some parents absolutely love being parents and can't imagine life any other way, and that's beautiful too. This conversation isn't about saying one lifestyle is better than the other. It's really about choices. The fact that people are finally realizing they don't have to follow one traditional formula to have a meaningful life. At the end of the day, happiness looks different for everybody. Some people feel complete with children, some people feel complete without children. And honestly, both lifestyle deserve respect. So it's okay for people to make the choices they make, but at the same time, let us learn to respect the choices people make. We all have our different lives and everybody wants to do what they feel is best for them. If somebody enjoys traveling, and you're that kind of person that you just sleep right in your sleep, you're already seeing yourself in another city, you're standing up, you're booking your flight, you're getting packing your bags and you're just embarking on that journey. Trust me, if there are kids involved, I don't think that is going to be possible, because once you have children, you're planning your lives, you're planning your routine, you're planning your schedule around that children, especially when they are still very small, when they are minors, when they've not gotten to that age where they can be independent and just be on their own. So guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. If you've watched up to this point, then it means you are the real MVP. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and we are going to see in the next episode. Thank you so much and peace out.